When you travel as much as we do, mistakes sometimes do occur. The mistake definitely wasn't going to Vlore itself, a really cool beach city, but what we did there. Watch on and find out.
So we just arrived at the bus station. We took the bus just by our apartment and it took like 15 minutes to get here. And as you can see, it's crazy. This is like insane. Everybody's showing like the place where the bus is going. We originally thought we were gonna get the bus that was gonna take 3 hours and it looks like it's 500 lek. But when we arrived here, someone was just screaming Vlore. And then we followed this guy. It's how it works. They would scream the name of the place and we just follow the person. And we find out it was gonna be a minivan and it was gonna take just 2 hours, which like we're very happy with that. And it's gonna cost 600 lek instead 5. We just stopped very quickly for a coffee. And we're ready to go.
So what happens is people just arrive from other buses and then they come in here and they get screamed at them. It sounds like it's more hectic than it is because it's not as stressful as other bus locations. But you have the bigger ones, I think, are run by the government, but that could be wrong. They could be hired by the government. But then you also have the smaller, like minibus types that are slightly more expensive, but get you there faster. And you have the option to choose from which. They have the option of figuring out whenever they want to go. There's no set time. The bigger ones might be on a set timetable, but the smaller ones just basically go when they're full and they're happy enough. Some people go when they're full, some people go when they're half full, some people just go at certain times. There is no planning of this. You just show up here and then you figure out how to get there, which you can't really organize too much ahead of time. You just show up here, give yourself enough time to get to where you want to go, and then negotiate, sort it out. That's what we've done. So now 2 hours to Vlore.
We've arrived in Vlore and it is hot. So far, very cute. Our chief priority today is to get some bikes and go exploring down the coastline because we've seen that there are some exceptional sights and beaches to see. Had our bus actually taken us to where we thought it was going to take us to, we'd have actually arrived right by the bike stop and then managed to be able to go straight away, get our bikes and explore. Instead now we're in the Old Town, which we were going to visit later. So we've just had to sort of rearrange our day and we'll visit the Old Town now, I guess. But we also just want to get to our bikes and get to the coast because it's hot and it just starts our day a little bit better. So what do you think? What should we do?
I think we should just explore as we're here, because we're here anyway, and get the bikes later.
All right, then we've made that executive decision. That's what we'll do. We'll explore, but we'll explore by heading to the bikeplex, which is like by the beach. So we'll see what there is around here. This is the Freedom Monument. How pretty. 1912 is the year that Albania gained independence finally from what was the Romans and then the Ottomans. Finally gained their independence and then probably had one of the worst centuries after that from being so oppressed with communism. But this monument is still magnificent to highlight their independence. Pretty cool, right? Huh?
It's celebrating.
Yeah, to celebrate their independence. Now, Google Maps tells me that this is as busy as it gets. Alright. These are some ancient ruins. This whole park is actually really nice. If we were staying here for a longer time, we would make better use of this,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
First impressions.
So beautiful. I didn't expect it being this pretty and cute. It's just like very nice, different. It's kind of a mixed, like Saranda and Durrës. It's like a mix of these both cities. and they made Vlore. They got these both cities and made Vlore.
I think it's prettier than both of those so far. From like, look at this cliff edge. Yeah.
It's just different. The builds are different. Like it's nicer. I don't know.
We made it. 8 p.m. Come back at 8 p.m. and pay, and then give the bikes back. Just a quick stop off at the Airbnb just to drop our heavier stuff off and pack everything into one bag so that we can continue our day exploring the beaches by bike. Before even that, we want to check out the Santa Maria Monastery. You're going to see how amazing this place is, but from what I've seen, this is a must-see place. I didn't see it advertised that it was a good idea to go there with crappy bikes like the ones that we've got, but we'll figure it out. We're going to see if this works. So, quick stop here, 10-ish minutes, an hour out. How's that bike?
Tough. Took us an hour to come here by bike. Like much longer than we expect.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. But now we're here at the monastery and we're gonna explore this beautiful place.
Right, so only once we got to the monastery did we find out that there isn't really much to do, and it wasn't at all what we expected. Yes, it kind of looks pretty on the drone, as you can see here, but the water itself was kind of dirty. There's not really much to do or see in the monastery itself. Maybe it's worth it if you spend 5 minutes in a taxi or whatever getting there, or if you're close by, or if you're in Vlore for a long time. But for us, yeah, we weren't even allowed to film in the monastery itself, so enjoy those drone clips. Let's go find a beach.
It's a bit wavy, a bit wild, not exactly what we're looking for.
What do you think?
I'm just looking for a more relaxing beach. Like this is very pretty, but it's not. I'm looking
Not
for
what you want.
Still, it's not what I want, and it's too loud.
It is a little bit loud, so we can keep going around and we can keep exploring. So let's go. No time to waste.
Right, we just arrived in Lungomare. We believe to be the main beach here in Vlore. We actually just here because we don't want to ride anymore our bikes and spend forever. We want to catch a little bit of the sun and just relax a little bit. We have 2 more to explore the other beach and to see a little bit more. So we're just gonna stay here for now and enjoy it.
Yeah, this has been a bit of a long, arduous journey, to be honest, and I'm a little bit annoyed. I'm going to try to not be annoyed, but I can't help but feel a little bit stressed out at the fact that we underestimated how long that bike would take, and we overestimated how worth it was to go there. Because that's sometimes a problem when you read a lot of advice on like blogs and stuff, that like people just like showing you Instagrammable places to go to, whether they're worth it or not. That's the thing, you have to go and experience these things, which is why I'm not annoyed, because you do have to experience them to see if they're worth it or not. And I would say for me, and if you're watching this video, no, I can't say for you, because you still might want to go and it might be on a good day, but for me that was a mistake to go there and it wasn't worth it. But
I mean,
we're here now at this beach.
It was a mistake actually to go there by bike. If you want to know when go by car, it's going to take
maybe
an hour to go.
Even then I would question whether it's worth it, you know. But we're here now. This beach is beautiful. Could have been here all day, but oh well. We live and we learn, don't we? Alright, so finally managed to relax. I'm almost over the stress of
not finding the right beach. The beach was a little bit dirty. The water wasn't as good as other beaches we've been to, but we've got another day for the beach. Today, we've still got something that we've been looking forward to, and that is the food place and some really good food coming up. Boom, so showered, taking the bikes back. We're now here at Sofra e Lakrorit. Now, sorry if I've butchered that name, but this is another one of those traditional Albanian places. If you've watched any of the previous videos, you know we absolutely love traditional Albanian food, and this is a good place to get it. Top reviews already on Google. Something about the traditional Albanian places, a lot of the time, is that they get full with reservations and they take reservations early because they cater a lot of the food that takes longer to prepare. So you've got to get in early, and sometimes you miss out on some of the menu if you don't do that. We're lucky to get stuck in here. It's also a good sign, unlike other places, it's a good sign when you see foreigners in here eating, because you know that means it must be a good place. Usually it's the other way around. It's when you see the locals eating, you're like, oh, that's a good place. Here in Albania, usually it's when the foreigners are here, you know that this place probably is going to be well regarded. We are extremely, even more grateful for being here, because whilst we were waiting for this food, we were about to get stuck into, like 4 or 5 different families or groups of people came and were turned away. We just happened to come here. We didn't book, but yeah, at least 4 or 5 families were turned away because they just don't have room for them, because they've got other people that have got reserved tables. So grateful to have gotten a table and now got this food. Let's get stuck in.
Wow, spinach and cheese, and I guess the other side is gonna be.
Yeah, you can see it. Look, this side's a little bit more red. It's tomato and onion.
Yeah, and onion. Nice. Oh, there we go. We just eat like a pizza. This is amazing, delicious.
So good.
Oh. Thank you, Parliament. How is it going so far?
Top mark so far. This is
now we can, yeah. Now we can understand why so many people come here and. We actually eat all.
And just like that, everything has gone. That pie is absolutely
fantastic.
It was so good. So we asked for the bill, and they kindly gave us like a free little mini traditional dessert. Of course, raki and then cake. And the tradition is, or the specific way you got to do it is have a little bit of cake, have the raki, finish the cake. You don't have to rush it or anything, but that's the way it's supposed to be done.
No, but it's not like a shot you drink.
I think you're still going to drink it like a shot. This isn't what we planned.
And from here probably comes the most memorable part of the trip. Not that you'd expect it, but the entire day was then going to be stormy weather, so we decided to just head back to Tirana early, and our Airbnb host was kind enough to give us a lift all the way to the bus station. We got the bus and the usual craziness ensued, with people sat in the middle of the aisle, and then here is the experience. The driver decided to not just smoke whilst driving on these really rainy, somewhat dangerous roads, but also roll up the cigarette whilst driving. Absolutely could not believe this, but he seemed to have a good time, and we got back to Tirana all in one piece, luckily. Whilst we're relieved to be alive, we were sad that we couldn't spend more time in Vlore. We did really enjoy the city, had a cool vibe, super beautiful and clean, and we definitely think it's worth going to visit. Just maybe not the monastery. Anyway, consider hitting thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.